Alright, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And salutations to the Akim around the world that pushes truth and sincerity. I'd like to touch a short topic called the truth about tithes. Because some people don't understand what tithes really is pertaining to the law. They just go to church in the so-called synagogues and they'll tell them that you're supposed to pay 10%, but they don't know anything pertaining to the origins of tithes or how tithes really supposed to be going about. It says Micah 3 start from 8. It say, will a man rob God? It say, yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Now there's something that they like to use against people. It's something like used against people in the church to try to make them feel that this is for them because they're not paying any tithes. But let me get down to how tithes are really supposed to be paid and how we're supposed to go about it. So the Deuteronomy 14, I'll start from 22. It say, thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed that the field bringeth forth year by year, because you're supposed to pay your tithes yearly. Tithes wasn't something to pay every month, as they just tell you, because even back in the days, men used to make money on an often basis. If they go and sell a lamb now, they wouldn't have to go and take 10% of that when the month reach and go and pay tithes. You're supposed to pay the tithes yearly. You say, and thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. Now let me get an understanding of where that place is. It says 2 Chronicles 6 verse 6. It say, but I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name might be there, and I've chosen David to be over my people Israel. So the scriptures tell us that his name in Jerusalem. People like to say that Africa is the motherland, but the scriptures tell us that Israel is the motherland. Now I go back. I'll read about Deuteronomy 14:23, and it said, thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name. Right? So that is originally where you're supposed to be paying your tithes, in Jerusalem, which is the motherland. It say, the tithe of thine oil, of thy wine, and of thy oil, thy corn, the tithe of thy corn, and of thy wine, and of thy oil, and the firstlings of thy herd, and of thy flock. Because as you will see, men used to have silver and gold back then, and they weren't supposed to pay tithes in silver and gold. They were supposed to pay it in things like oil and cattle and so forth. You see, and the firstlings of thy herd and of thy flock, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it. So you tell me, if Jerusalem is too far away, that you're not able to carry your tithe payment to Jerusalem, which is supposed to pay it in Jerusalem. You see, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there. Alright. Then the Lord thy God, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, then shalt thou turn it into money. No, it's telling you here that you're supposed to pay it in things like oil, flock, and corn, and all these different things. It say if the place too far for you to pay, it said then you will turn it into money. So you will go and sell it and get money for it, and bind the money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, and thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusted after. So it's saying that if Jerusalem is too far away for you to pay your tithes, you're supposed to change it into money and spend it after whatsoever your soul lusted after. The scriptures clearly tell you that. But that is not something a pastor in a synagogue will tell you, because he don't want you to spend your own money. He want to spend your money for you. But I want to touch something here also, just something quick. You see, the scriptures say, "Whatsoever thy soul lusteth after," because some people just look at the word lust and think that is automatically a bad thing. They find out what I mean. Word lust. Let me get that word. Lust. Right? Now it had different meanings. It's intense sexual desire or appetite, right? Which is what people is usually classed it as. But the word lust doesn't just mean that. Say number 5 is say pleasure or delight, desire, inclination, wish. Now we go to the origins of the word. Alright, lust, desire, pleasure, right? Eager, wanton. No, sorry, that is the opposites. Sorry. Now the word lust itself, it means to have a strong desire towards something. No, the scriptures never say that you're not supposed to lust. If that was the case, then the scriptures wouldn't tell you here that to spend it after whatsoever your soul lusted after. The scriptures wouldn't promote something that you're not supposed to do. Because lust just means to desire something. If I desire to have some lamb, I know committing a transgression. But lust goes back to lust goes back to the law, which is Exodus 20, verse 17. It says, "Thou shalt not covet," because to covet means to lust, right? It says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor." Because a man can even see a woman and desire she, but you're not supposed to desire something that is not available or something that doesn't belong to you. That is where the transgression comes in. It's not about not being able to desire something on the whole. Alright, let's go back into the tithe law. Right, it says, "And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after." Right? For oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desireth. So they're telling you that you could spend that money on whatsoever your soul desireth. "And thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household." Because you're not able to pay it in Jerusalem, so you're supposed to enjoy it with your household. "And the Levite that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him, for he had no part, no inheritance with thee." Because the same way that you could be able to get all this oil and cattle and so forth, he don't have that opportunity because he don't have a land inheritance. he had to actually minister in the temple 24/7. That is why the Most High ordained certain things for him, because he wouldn't be able to go and plant and tend to sheep and so forth. So there's verse 28 to say, "At the end of 3 years thou shalt bring forth all the tithes of thine increase the same year, and shalt lay it up within thy gates. And the Levite, because he had no part, no inheritance with thee, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, which are within thy gates, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thine hands which thou doest." Because that is really who the tithe was for. Those offerings were for the Levites. It was for the fatherless and the widow and so forth, and people who was poor in the nation. So there's go down more into the Levites. So they Numbers 18, I'll start from 23. It say, "But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Israel they have no inheritance. But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offer as a heave offering unto the Lord, I have given unto the Levites to inherit." So this was something that you were supposed to give to the nation of Levi. That was actually a law. If you go in a synagogue today, you can't tell that your pastor is a Levite, but the law states the law have a certain way of going about it, and if you're not going according to the foundation of that law, then you're not paying tithes. You just giving charity. It's not the same thing, because you're not in Jerusalem. For one, you can't say that the person who preaching to you is a Levite. None of these things you could be able to do the correct way. And the scriptures say if you're not in Jerusalem or you're too far away to pay it, then you could be able to spend it after whatsoever you desire. So if you still choose to give it away, then that is not tithes, that is charity. It said, therefore I have said unto them, among the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance. So the scripture is showing you who the tithes was ready for. It said in Deuteronomy 24, I'll start from 19. It say, when thou cuttest down thine harvest in thine field, it say, and had forgotten a sheaf in the field, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. That the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thy hands. It say, when thou beatest thine olive tree, thou shalt not go over the boughs again. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. It say, when thou gatherest the grapes of thy vineyard, thou shalt not glean it afterward. It shall be for the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in the land of Egypt. It said, therefore I command thee to do this thing. Because like I stated in a recent video, everything has a balance. For it to have those who have plenty, it must have those who have little. So the Most High create a balance in where the ones who have more will be able to have a system where the ones who have more will be able to help the ones who have less. And that is what this system consists of when you're given things like the tithes and so forth. The tithes was for the Levites, because they couldn't be able to do service in the field and so forth. They had to stay in the temple and minister there. And whatever it is you will, like, say for example, when you would like have a field long ago, a certain amount you had to leave back, and that would be for whoever it is was poor in the nation to be able to come and they could eat from that. All these are systems that the Most High had put down so people could be able to survive. But when they're telling you to pay tithes, they're not explaining this to you. They're not explaining the foundation, how you're supposed to do it. They're not explaining where it really come from. They're not even telling you that they're not supposed to be taking your money. All they're telling you is sow a seed. Which paying tithes have nothing to do with sowing a seed. So in Micah 3 verse 11, it said, the heads thereof judge for reward, and the prophets thereof teach for hire, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us. Because they will come and tell you to pay your tithes, which you're not supposed to be paying, and then they will talk about the Lord and say we're so holy and thing, and always trying to confuse and deceive the people to make them think that they're in a good state, just manipulating them to be able to get the money. Well, you see what the Messiah had to say about that. It said in Matthew 10, I'll start from 5, right? It say, these 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. It say, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. It say, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Now that is what these people in the synagogues is be doing. They just be preaching something similar to that, but they just be deceiving people with the scriptures. It say, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely have ye received, freely give. But they don't give the word of the Lord free. The Messiah didn't tell them when you go into the city, walk as a collection basket, and anybody a bounce up, tell them that they get 10%. He said, freely have you receive, is to freely give. This is not something that you're supposed to be looking for incomes for. But the pastors and people who in those synagogues, they're not seeking they're not seeking to give you the scriptures freely. They're seeking a 2017 model Benz or something along that line. They're not seeking to do the work of the Most High with a sincere heart. They're just in it for profit. And on the back of the profit, they're deceiving you into believing lies just to be able to profit off of you. But tithes have nothing to do with sowing a seed or what it is they even tell you in a church. Tithes is an actual law, and it had a reason for that law. It had a way, a standard that a law is supposed to be played out, and it had a certain place that law had to be fulfilled. And none of those things are valid right now for we to be able to do that the correct way. Alright, there's a short topic concerning the truth about tithes. Hope everybody learned something. And with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And salutations to the Akim around the world that push the truth in sincerity. Shalom.